Welcome to my journey to Portugal, Lisbon. I so adore this view. Wow. Obidas. Now, I had booked a tour from Get Your Guide, which included four places to visit. One of them was Obidas. Now, this place was so lovely. The lanes, the ways, the houses, everything was just wonderful. Oh my god, one just needs to be here to enjoy the beauty of this place. Here you can see a carpenter shop who have carved many wooden items. Oh my god, it was so lovely. Obidos in Portugal is definitely worth your time and will leave you with memories for a lifetime. As a small town, Obidos can be fully explored in just 2 to 3 hours of sightseeing, while it takes less time to visit than the other popular day trip destinations such as Sintra. Well, there are many questions like, do you all need a car in Obidos? Well, if you live outside the wall surrounding the town center, be aware that it will be quite a steep climb. However, once inside, you don't need a car. You can just walk and explore and have the best view of the city. The medieval town of Obidos is one of the most picturesque and well preserved in Portugal. Quite close to the capital and located on high ground near the Atlantic coast, Obidos has had a strategic importance in the territory. The famous street in Obidos is said to be Rio de Reta. It is the main street. Actually, it's the town's only real street, and even so, it barely has space for cars to go through. It is a narrow street that leads from the main town gate to the castle. Obidos is one of the Portugal's most beautiful destinations and one of Europe's best preserved medieval villages, or I will say walled towns. Everywhere you turn is a postcard view, and that has inevitably made it one of the country's most visited sites. Obidos is busiest in the midday with tour groups and day trippers, so eating early or later will allow you to avoid the crowds. Obidos is an ancient village that still today retains its wall. Most of the buildings needed to rebuild after the big earthquake, but some of them are still original. The city walls are an attraction on their own because they encompass a huge area. This place is truly magical. I will really miss this place back home. My next destination was Fatima. Now, Fatima is a popular destination for both religious pilgrims and tourists alike. Located in central Portugal, just 120 kilometers north of Lisbon. It is also one of the most visited sites in Portugal. The Sanctuary of Our Lady of Fatima is one of the largest Marian shrines in the world. A typical visit to Fatima takes 2 hours, and this is sufficient time to visit the two basilica, the Waxwork Museum, and purchase some religious gifts from the gift shop here. It is very easy to get from Lisbon to Fatima with the bus. With 12 direct buses per day, the journey from Lisbon to Fatima has only one stop in between. It can take a minimum time of 1 hour 20 minutes. Well, do you want to know how you can spend a day in Fatima? Well, firstly, start your visit with the Chapel of Apparitions, considered the heart of the sanctuary, the Basilica of Our Lady of the Rosary, the Basilica of the Holy Trinity, the High Cross, the fountain, and the section of the Berlin Wall are other part of this visit. You will have time to enjoy them all. Every day, the Rosary of Our Lady of Fatima is prayed, 12 to 12:30, place of worship and prayer for the pilgrims of Fatima. It is in the basilica that the three little shepherds, Jacinta, Francisco, and Lucia, are buried. Next, Batalha. Well, this is one of the most interesting monasteries in Portugal. The history, the architectural detail, and scale of this important historical structure is worth visiting. Often, just less than an hour is enough to see Batalia, which is only just enough to see the main church and not any other chapels. If you wish to explore the entire monastery and visit the Batalia Museum, then you need to have an independent day trip. Well, we had enough time to explore this Batalia monastery. It was such a wonderful feeling coming inside and seeing all the work done by many great people. The architecture was really amazing. It was so peaceful over here. And yes, this is how we spent our time in Batalia Monastery. Next destination, Nazaré. Well, we just saw this view and we were amazed with this view. It was so beautiful that I cannot describe in words. If you ask me if it's worth visiting Nazaré, I will say definitely. Located in Portugal's Silver Coast, this charming coastal town offers plenty of activities for travelers, including stunning beaches, historic buildings and monuments, delicious seafood restaurants, and a traditional village feel. Nazaré consistently sees the biggest waves in the world, sometimes breaking at over 80 feet during the peak season from October to March. It was the end of our tour. Then another day we went to Sintra. Now Sintra, Portugal is home to multiple beautiful castles. And one of the best things about them is that they are also different. Each palace and castle in Sintra has its own unique charm, and the joy of discovering them makes Sintra worth visiting. Castles, palaces, and the natural beauty of the surrounding mountains make Sintra a wonderful place to visit. It is an easy 40-minute trip from Lisbon, which makes it a perfect day trip from the capital city. Sintra is one of the finest tourist destinations in Portugal, but the cost of the entrance fees, transport, and food can quickly mount up, making it very expensive day trip. Sintra is a hilly town, and since some palaces and castles are located a bit far away, it is not always possible to walk everywhere. To be honest, when I got down at the railway station, I booked a bus from there, and the bus took us all around Sintra. It's a hop on and hop off bus, but it comes after every 45 minutes. Well, you can visit Sintra any day, but it's advisable to stay away on Mondays because the palaces, museum and castles in Lisbon are closed to the public. Well, because Sintra is at the higher altitude than Lisbon, you can expect the weather to be a bit windy all year round. If you do not like walking, why not get down at the Sintra station and go to the counter and you can book a ticket for the hop on and hop off buses which will take you all around Sintra. I just enjoyed my day here.